Welcome to the Dreamlands, and at long last we are back in the deserts of Kharak with some huge and exciting news. If you guys are around the Discord, you're well aware of this, but if not, there has been an absolute ton of modding going on in the DOK scene over the past couple of months. Yes, that is correct. We are now modding the game. This was all made possible by the groundwork laid by our local software guru, Majir Pack 2, so big shout out to him. There's a number of mods in use and in production from a pretty wide range of community members. Some balanced stuff, some new maps, which for me is the most exciting thing, and that's what we are going to be checking out today. Basically, we don't have the ability to create brand new maps, like totally unique ones, but we do have the ability to import all of the single player campaign maps into multiplayer. This was done by a community member by the name of SSS, who you may be familiar with. He's appeared on my channel a couple of times. He figured out how to import the maps, and basically what he does, to my knowledge, is just deletes all of the campaign scripts, and then he can add layouts, so player spawns, resource patch layouts, artifacts, and extraction zones, and that's what he has done. A couple of other players have jumped on the boat as well and made a couple of layouts. So I think we have 5 maps from the campaign currently in multiplayer, and the rest are in various stages of development. So super exciting. I've been away for a couple of months, but I just recently returned to the game and now to my channel. So I was playing over the past couple of days a few games, and I have a few replays we are going to check out. And we're going to start off with a big old 3v3. I know how much you guys love them, on Torin Crater. So the campaign map Torin Crater, the real Torin Crater map, is now a 3v3 map, and it is, well, you're going to see, it is utterly gigantic. Definitely the most macro-oriented map ever made in this game. So we are going to load that up. This was just played this afternoon, and it was pretty decent. I mean, all of the games that I played over yesterday were a little bit one-sided, so I'm glad I got this game. It was pretty action-packed, and I look forward to bringing it to you guys. So we are going to have double Galcian and Coalition versus Coalition Soban and Knef. And not only have I not cast DOK in a while, but I haven't also been in one of my own videos in quite some time, and I will be in this video. So you guys know how it is. We are going to get our bearings here. I mean, look at this map. It is huge. And both teams spawn extremely close to each other on the high ground on either sides of the crater. It is incredibly difficult to kill the opposing team because you basically have to come through the crater or all the way around the outside of the crater and attack 3 players that are tightly packed together in highly defensible terrain, or you move through the middle of the crater and go uphill here. So that's pretty cool. This is an interesting layout too. We have 4 artifacts that spawn on this map, and the timers are very quick, so these respawn quickly, and both extraction zones are off on the same side of the map. Very interesting map. So we are going to be spawning over here. Let's call this north-south. So we are going to be team 2 spawning on the north side of Torin Crater. First up, myself is Last Rights, playing as the Soban, aka me, your host and narrator. Off to my left, we are going to have Empty Soul, a player that you are all familiar with. I'll be playing Soban. Empty is going to be playing Knef. And off to my right is going to be NDM 250, another player you should all be familiar with. He's playing Coalition. He has appeared on the channel numerous times and has been in the scene for quite some time. Our opponents spawning way over on, this isn't exactly north-south, but we're just going to call it that for the purpose of this game. On the north side, or the south side, pardon me, we are going to have, I'll do him last because he's new. First up, middle spawn, Tomcat Zeno. This guy has been around a lot, is a very prolific player and very skilled. You are familiar with him if you play the game, and he has been on my channel a couple of times. Shockingly, he's playing Coalition. He is a Knef main and has some fearsome and widely feared Knef play. He's going to be rocking the Coalition for this game, so that's pretty cool. Off to his right, it is going to be Reverend, who you should all know as well. He's been on the channel a few times. He's playing Galcian as per usual. and to Tomcat's right. And our left, we have a brand new player making his debut on the channel. Completely new onto the scene. It is going to be, it's got a weird name, which I don't remember. The hottest boy ever. So, I wonder if that's true. We will find out. This game is going to be pretty long and incredibly intense. As you can see, we have a number of players making plays for the artifact in the middle of the game. A little bit of tussle between NDM's base runner and Reverend. Reverend gets the grab. I've got the one from the middle, and Empty Soul picked up one from the left side. He grabbed the artifact, came under a bit of harassment from some skimmers. A couple of blast drones saw to that. And we have a production cruiser from the hottest boy ever spewing out sand skimmers coming into mid. And we have a mass of LAVs from Tomcat coming off to the left. I've gone directly for AAVs. I've got 4 AAVs out into mid, and NDM is going to support with LAVs. It looks like a number of players are making artifact grabs, or trying to at least. Turret comes down from Tomcat, really nicely placed there, right in the pass to the extraction zones. Clutch smoke from Empty, gonna stop the kill, but I don't think he's gonna make it out of here with that artifact. There are just too many skimmers coming in from the hottest boy ever. So some nice play from him, being super aggressive, which I don't often see from new players, so props for that. Even with the forward production cruiser, tons of skimmers.
Enemy sand skimmer on approach.
Even a scanner in the middle. That's pretty nice. Did he pick up an artifact? That is Reverend with the artifact grab. Hottest boy ever behind him. Oof. So there goes Empty's base runner. Skimmers from the hottest boy are going to run into a bunch of AAVs and a targeting jammer. This is something they don't want to see, so they're going to wisely back off. Armor 1 for my AAVs at this point in the game. That is going to stop the base runner from getting killed and hopefully dunk this artifact. We now have skimmers from Empty Soul. Going to try and do a little bit of harassment on Tom's base runner. He is going to retreat back to the turret, and Empty Soul is going to pursue, shockingly, with only 4 skimmers. Oh, it's going to be so close. I don't think he's going to do it. No, he's not. Just a sliver of health left on that turret. Loses all 4 skimmers. My AAVs are going to continue to support the base runner. It's taking a bit of fire from the turret, but it's going to be all right. More skimmers coming through mid from the hottest boy ever. He is just pumping out skimmers. Looks like he's got some assault railguns on the field as well. 0-0 in terms of artifacts. Mass LAVs from Tomcat coming out. They are going to run into my AAVs as well as some sand skimmers from Empty. What have we got? A couple skimmers coming through mid. NDM is going to hold those off with his own LAVs on the high ground there. I'm going to launch strike fighters to support. AAVs into strike fighters for me. Lots of action already in the game. Tons of players trying to make artifact grabs, shut down the opposing team's artifact grabs. Empty Soul being pretty ballsy, coming to grab this resource patch way out here, and he's only got a couple of sand skimmers to help defend that. So I was able to dunk the first artifact of the game, bringing us up 1-0.
Enemy contact on sensor.
And we've set the artifacts to 7 because they respawn so quickly, and there's 4 of them. It's pretty easy to grab artifacts and make plays on this map. I'm pretty impressed with this new player here, the hottest player ever. He is doing pretty good, being very aggressive still with that forward production cruiser, forward base runners, a bunch of sand skimmers, and assault railguns. Looks like he is going to try and pop NDM's base runner, which is running for the hills at this time. More strike fighter support coming in from me, backing up NDM's LAVs. The base runner is probably going to go down here, though. Oh, they shift targets onto those LAVs, but the base runner does go down at the last second. Number of LAVs bleeding out, but these assault railguns and sand skimmers are screwed. They're toast. They're dumpstered. Getting extremely ballsy with this production cruiser. Good grief. Oh lordy, look at this. And we have a giant backstab from Tomcat Xeno coming around the flank, which was totally unprotected. And they're going to catch us off guard badly. Actually, Empty Soul, though, with some power into close combat weapons, and me and MDM are both going to launch mass strike fighters to try and clean this up. Tomcat not going to retreat. He's just going to go deep and see how much damage he can do. Not enough. There are way too many strike fighters. NDM with LAVs into strike fighters, and myself with AAVs into strike fighters. Empty Soul sticking with skimmers and blast drones by the looks of it. My AAV's sorely out of position, but with all the air in the sky, that is going to be taken out quite rapidly. We do have a very, very forward carrier. What is going on here? Reverend with the super-powered Galcian carrier. This is going to be pretty damn cool. Being hyper-aggressive with that thing. This can be a nightmare to deal with, especially if it has base runner support. At first I thought that build was crap, because you can counter it if you're ready for it, and in my opinion it's pretty easy to counter if you're ready for it, but if you're not, it can be an absolute nightmare. Thankfully for us, Reverend does not have any base runner support. We have more assault railguns and more skimmers from the hottest boy ever, going to try and do a frontal assault. I've got a bit of a ALM fence up though, and mass strike fighters. Still no AA on the front lines. Support from some railguns as well. And a gunship even from NDM. Sweet. Mass air. Reverend sees that and he goes, oh hell no. Going to start taking some pretty heavy damage on his carrier. He's going to back right out of there, put all power into speed and regeneration. A little bit premature and unprepared for that charge, in my opinion. Reverend coming just with his carrier without any base runner support. 3 artifacts, though, for Team 1 just dunked on the back of that big push. Backstabbed by Tomcat, as well as a forward charge by Reverend and the hottest boy ever. They are going to divert forces into mid and off to the left flank as well, where we have Empty Soul harassing with a massive amount of skimmers, backed up by base runners and blast drones. Nice cheeky Knef play. We do have the beginnings of a turret wall, but Empty Soul spotted that, and he is going to try and whittle that down. Whoa, look at all these. Really? Oh, that is awesome. Boom, Empty Soul with like 10 blast drones smashing a production cruiser. Nicely done. That is going to hurt the hottest boy ever. He's got a couple of base runners, one each from him and Reverend, getting backed up by a number of skimmers now coming up the high ground to try and take on Empty Soul. Whose carrier is that? The hottest boy ever. He has almost no power. It's pretty shocking. Does he have... What is he doing? Okay, so he is just getting production cruiser refinery mode. That's fine. This was a mistake, though. That is not something you should do. So if you're watching this video, don't do that. Don't move out with your carrier until you're ready with the production cruiser refinery mode. Otherwise, your economy is going to be hurt badly. Massive, massive swarm of skimmers from Empty Soul going to come up here, finish cleaning up those turrets, put some serious damage out onto these base runners. These are both toast. That base runner is probably toast. Just blast drones and skimmers going to force the retreat, clean up both of those base runners, no doubt. 2 of Empty's base runners going through mid. What is going on here? We have a nuke. Oh my goodness. That is going to miss big time. So I've teched directly to Soban battle cruisers, my favorite units in the game. And I'm going to try and take the fight directly to Reverend. Some forward AAVs going to try and engage those siege cruisers. So Reverend parking himself in the center of the map with siege cruisers. A powered carrier, as well as some anti-air cover, which is going to shut down all my strike fighters, all of NDM's strike fighters as well. He does not want to tango with a couple of Soban battle cruisers, though. He is wisely going to shunt power into speed and repairs and get the hell out of dodge. Me and NDM pushing into the crater with our carriers. Alright, I know this is awesome looking, but I gotta check the map here. Our team now is gonna push in and subsequently make a big artifact grab push. Look at this shit from Empty Soul. Mass base runners, mass blast drones, mass skimmers. We do have a gunship. Oh, we've got a ton of air coming from NDM. Gonna put some massive pressure on the economy of the opposing team. Just launches everything. Look at this. Strike fighters, gunships, you name it. He's just gonna go ham. There is a ton of AAA deployed here, so he's going to suffer pretty incredible losses for his trouble. but it looks like he was able to clean up quite a number of salvagers. Looks like a couple of support cruisers and production cruisers and whatnot. I wasn't able to catch exactly what he killed, but on the back of that, a massive backstab from Empty Soul coming way wide around the map. Going to clean up this production cruiser in seconds and wreak massive havoc on this team's economy as well, forcing all of their units back to deal with this. All of their carriers back. We have more nukes going off, more artifacts being grabbed in the middle of the map. That nuke totally missed. Giant whiff on that. But with this constant kiting of this carrier, as well as these two siege cruisers, I've been suffering quite a lot of losses. At this point, I've lost a single battle cruiser, all my AAVs, and the remaining forces that I do have are pretty damaged. I'm going to bring in my reserve AAVs that were up on the high ground there, guarding the extraction zone, and try and push into Reverend. He's been a real thorn in our side for like most of this game now, so me and NDM are going to park ourselves in the middle, cover the extraction, while Empty Soul wreaks mass havoc on the economy, pretty much cleans up almost all of their salvagers, forcing all their carriers back, all of their LAVs. Look at this power on this carrier though, monstrous, absolutely monstrous. So this is Tomcat, he went for full carrier power by the looks of it. I haven't seen him have any presence on the map. I think he went for just pure carrier rush, just like Reverend actually. Two carrier rushing players backed up by a hyper-aggressive Galcian. Actually, Tom had a mass LAV as well, so mass LAV into carrier power looks like what he was doing. Finally able to push Empty off, but the damage has been done. Their economy is in shambles. We have another Galcian nuke, and that one's going to be pretty money. Pops one of my battle cruisers, does severe damage on the rest. I'm just going to launch all my air in support. Another nuke, cruise missile, point blank on my carrier. Take that down to about half damage, going to force me to think twice about pushing up here. At this point, we are lagging behind in terms of artifacts, and if we let Tom and Reverend get their carriers up to unstoppable levels, we'll have a real problem. So NDM and I are going to push forward. Big cruise missile from NDM. That was nicely placed. Going to hurt the economy even more. So with Empty Soul's harassment, mass skimmers, mass blast drones constantly putting pressure on the back door, me and NDM going to try and block off their exit from their base while we deliver artifacts. A couple of railguns now on the field to support these battle cruisers and AAVs. My carrier is in trouble. NDM's carrier is in trouble. Reverend as well. Yeah, NDM even has one shot of power into repair systems to help me. I've shunted all into armor at this point to give me that self-repair. Nice positioning on the siege cruisers from Reverend. This is going to be a massive pain in the ass for the rest of the game. He has done extremely well with his carrier and just a handful of siege cruisers, giving us a real problem. You can see how hard it is to push into the enemy territory, up this high ground, through this narrow pass. Reverend's carrier eating mass railgun fire though from my Soban forces. Not a place you want to be. So close. NDM is going to try and cap him, but the speed of the Galcian carrier is going to let him escape with just a sliver of health. Oh, NDM is in trouble now. He wants to get out of there. He's at half health, and Tomcat is coming in for the kill now. Meanwhile, we've got massive battle over on this flank. Look at all these blast drones. Oh, Jesus Christ. Big nuke. That is going to whiff, though, big time. I'm going to try and save NDM by body blocking a little bit, putting a little bit of firepower from my carrier out onto his, but here's a cruise missile. Where is that going to go? Oh, right onto NDM, and it is going to pop his carrier. NDM goes down. We are now down 2 players to 3. However, on the back of this, we're able to dunk 3 more artifacts. We have another one on the way that is 4-3 in terms of artifacts. And Empty Soul has this flank of the map locked down with about 100 blast drones and mass skimmers. Empty being cheeky as always. Nice. We do have an honor guard cruiser though on a very nice spot on the high ground there. That is going to stop this kind of shit from happening. Tons of power into carrier weapons as well to help that out. Not tons, 2. That's fine. I am in trouble. I am just trying to hold the center of the map so we can get an artifact win at this stage in the game. But without the ability to push into this side of the map, really, and end it. Our only hope is an artifact win. So a couple of AAVs, a couple of railguns, some battle cruisers. I'm going to try and buy us time. All we need is 3 more artifacts, and we've got 2, 3 en route. Empty Soul, still the same old thing.
Proceed to new coordinates. We're clear to proceed.
Hold ground.
So it's now if Empty Soul and I can prevent them from killing our base runners, or if they can kill our base runners, push out, or kill us. Big microwave emitter right on top of those siege cruisers. I'm just going to push in, try and keep them from leaving their base.
Push through.
Enemy unit.
Watch this battle. This is going to be pretty epic. That artillery, though, up on the hill, beautifully placed,
Railgun engaging enemy
backing up all of this firepower from Tomcat's carrier. Pretty brutal. What's going on over here? Both Galcian carriers are coming off to the side. Empty Soul sees the play and he moves in.
enemy on sensor.
Those mountains kind of fuck with the camera a little bit. I do apologize. What the hell? Blast drones. Oh, Empty's going to try and get a blast drone kill on the carrier by the looks of it.
Push through.
Move and prepare to engage.
What is he doing? Oof. Empty's just screwing around at this point.
Hostile target.
And I am pushing in. We've got 5 artifacts, 3 more en route, but they're pretty far away.
Fire on the move.
Big nuke is going to come right at from point blank range. It's a cruise missile as well. Ugh, that's going to hurt. Pretty much my entire force has been decimated at this point. Empty Souls as well. He is reinforcing just with more and more skimmers. And if these guys can push out, they might be able to bring this back.
Enemy signature identified.
Port's green.
Tracking hostile. Alert. Hostile.
They know it too.
Carrier.
So Reverend and Tomcat are going to try and push.
A railgun has been lost.
NDM is just sending everything he's got across the map to try and screen.
Armor unit lost. Friendly units taking fires.
Microwave emitter onto their econ, just to try and slow them down as much as possible. Not sure how effective that was. I'm going to drive right under Reverend's carrier
Position. Engage engine. Enemy south.
and just try and body block them from grabbing our base runners, which are currently en route to the extraction zone. They're pretty damn close. I don't think they can do this. We're probably going to take this game.
Artifact retrieval is now paramount.
But a pretty damn fun game. We all really enjoyed playing this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it.
To extract an artifact.
There's tons of action that I missed on Empty Soul's side of the map and on this side of the map because this map is so damn huge. So I do apologize for that. Big nuke, but I'm going to dodge that completely. I'm going to try and just slow down both of these carriers. I do have a battle cruiser that just hit the field.
Hostile unit marked.
And I'm just going to tank until we can deliver the artifacts. There it is. So we take the game. But that was well played by everybody involved. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash a like if you like this video. Subscribe if you like my content. And we'll check out maybe Kashar Plateau or Whispering Gallery next. Yes, both of those are 3v3 maps as well. And the 2 of those are actually my favorite. So we'll check those out as soon as we get the chance. See you guys next time.